We are live. One person who's watching us right now. Hello. How are you? You should jump in here and join us if you're watching live. We got the link up in the Facebook group. So if you guys aren't doing anything on a 5 o'clock on a Friday, which plenty of people are doing stuff, but if you aren't, jump in here. I'm Justin's Pansy's Friends with Benefits podcast. Welcome. Happy Friday.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday.
How you doing, Pansy?
I'm all right.
You all right? Good. All right.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been a hell of a week for me. It's been a hell of a week for me. It's just been super busy for me. So, but that's good. That's a good thing. So, I wanted to bring something up. I want to start this podcast off a little bit, maybe not differently, but I want to talk about something, and that is about business. What we do here. We talk about networking, business, entrepreneurship, all that stuff. So I'm going to do you guys a solid for anyone who actually does jump in here, and even afterwards, I'm going to put it in the description. But if you guys don't know who Layla Hermosi is, when I say the last name Hermosi, a lot of people might already know who I'm talking about. But um, I'm just devouring her content right now because Alex Hermosi is a brilliant. I mean, he's a brilliant marketer, brilliant sales guy. Um, I mean, the fact that you even know, who is Alex Hermosi or anybody knows who he is because he's so good at marketing. And he definitely is a driving force, but Layla Hermosi is the machine behind the business, the actual business. They work together, obviously, in tandem, but Layla is really the powerhouse kind of behind the scenes. And I really enjoy her content. So I'm going to put a couple of videos in the chat for those who do jump in here. And it doesn't matter which order you watch them, but please watch them. She's got some really, really good content. One of the things that I was listening to her talk about is in part leadership, right? So if you're a business owner, you're starting your own business, or even if you're a real estate investor, you're starting your own business. Guess what? You have a business. And leadership, when you talk about leadership in business, if you're a leader in business or you're trying to be a leader for your own business, you're first and foremost a teacher beyond anything else. And being a leader requires patience and all of it, right? And so you need to learn your own lessons first, right? You gotta learn your own lessons first before you can teach it, right? You gotta understand something at almost, I guess we wouldn't say you have to master it necessarily, but you need to understand it well enough to teach it to someone who's like a 5-year-old, right? If you can explain something to somebody like you're a 5-year-old or like they're a 5-year-old and make them understand it, you know it. And that's where Layla is with the years of experience that she has running and building million-dollar businesses. And she literally, Alex and her, the difference between Alex Hermosi and Layla Hermosi and all the other, very successful business owners out there is they're literally out there giving away the keys to the kingdom for free. That's what they do. That's what they love doing. All you got to do is listen to them talk about it. Um, all the little nuanced stuff, I mean, they would probably tell you that you got to learn on your own. You got to do it by doing it. You got to learn it by doing it. So anyways, I'm going to put these in the chat, but I really enjoy watching her stuff and obviously Alex's stuff too. But um, if you really want to understand how to run and make decisions and operate a business as a leader, as a business owner, go watch her stuff. So that's my plug for Layla. And part of the reason I bring that up is I bring up teaching because the gentleman that we're going to bring on here in just a minute is friend of Pansy and I. I'm glad to have him here. But he's one of the better teachers that I know in this industry or in this business. Um, and it shows how much experience he has. And he's gone through the ups and downs. He's still going through ups and downs, just like all of us. We're all going through the ups and downs. And I really want to bring him on to, obviously, we're going to talk about the 3 keys to making money in real estate, but I'm excited to hear Mack's colloquial wisdom. Is that how you say it? Colloquial wisdom? Anyway,
Colloquial.
colloquial, yeah, colloquial,
Quit trying to
colloquial.
use words.
I know. Quit trying to use big words. Colloquial wisdom. Anyway, I'm gonna bring them up right now.
There
Thank
we
you.
go. There we go. There we go. So how y'all doing?
I'm all
I'm
right.
doing great. I'm doing good. It's been a busy week for me, but I'm doing good.
I know. You always busy, man. Pansy always moving around and busy as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope everything is good with y'all family and all. So I appreciate you guys bringing me on, man. Let's talk some good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? This is just laid back. I want this to be a conversation. It doesn't have to be, structured and all that.
Yeah,
It's just a conversation. All these are. And I mean,
yeah.
look at, and I would say one other thing, and I don't know how you feel about this, Mac, but like look at Pansy and I, right? Who are we? We got some kind of crummy computer cameras, bad lighting. But we've been doing it. If anything, watching us,
Nothing fancy.
nothing fancy. Even if you hate us, even if you hate the content, this should
Mhm.
give you some motivation to go do it yourself.
Yeah,
Because if you're in business, you need to get out there, and that's just the fact of it. So
yeah, yeah,
Like, if you don't like our content, come join and uh do your own, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, but also
absolutely.
give us feedback.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But I'm just saying, a lot of people like to sit there and talk about the people who are doing things and
Mhm.
how they're doing it and
yeah,
what they're doing, but they're not doing a whole lot themselves,
absolutely.
right? You
Right.
know, and at least we're trying, right? We're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
our best. We want to help others. And I feel like this is a good way to help others, to show them that you don't have to be necessarily anything special, right? Like you didn't have to have a whole bunch of college. You didn't have to be
Mhm.
born into a rich family or
Mhm.
have all of this going on. You start from somewhere and
Mhm.
just go with it, right? Like,
Hmm.
do what you can when you can, but don't sit there and like not do anything and just talk smack, right?
I agree 100%. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
that's
I agree with that. So Mac, we're doing great. How about you, man? Like what's going on with your business? What's going on with you? Fill me in, man.
well, I'm hanging in there, man. It's been fun. And I just want to say one thing about you guys' show. Like, I've seen some of them.
Mhm.
I've caught them. Sometimes just randomly run into them. And the thing I like about it so much, and I just got to say this so people can hear it. A lot of times people try to dress up the business,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that about you guys. Y'all always been yourself since I met you, even with mistakes, flaws, whatever it is, your strong suits, all that. And you guys are not trying to dress it up. You're just trying to say, hey, we're real people. We want the same thing you want. We want to be able to be successful, take care of our family and friends, and be able to help other people cross the finish line and accomplish their goals. We
Yep.
all want the same thing, no matter what ethnic group or where you come from and all that. We all want the same thing. So the fact that
Exactly.
you guys keep it simple and make it where people can feel comfortable just being themselves, that's very important because people like that. That's what people really like. They like the behind the scenes. They don't like the scripted shit,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm the same
So
way. I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't like the scripted thing either,
yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah,
Well,
and
yeah,
so
Justin is like, before some of the podcasts, well, do you have your questions ready and everything? I'm like, no, I don't, because honestly, I don't know where the other person is going
you don't
to
know
go.
where the right. You don't know where the conversation
Like,
is going to
yeah,
go. Right?
yeah,
so my questions are always on the fly,
yeah,
and that's just who I am, how I've been. And I appreciate that you brought that up, because
yeah,
that's very much how Justin and I are. Like, we're just real. We're going as it comes to us, right?
yeah, yeah,
We're not trying to do scripted and perfect and all of that. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I want this podcast to be, is we're just regular everyday people who
hmm,
decided we want to do something different in life,
Mhm.
and show that pretty much anybody can do something different, right?
Mhm.
Follow your dreams. Let's make it happen. We're
Yeah.
building those relationships with all different types of people,
Yeah.
from the bottom to the top, right?
Absolutely.
And all for the purpose of bringing that to other people. Like, let's make everybody's dreams come true, right? Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
mean, it's,
would, I would, so I would just add a caveat to that. And it's not really a caveat. It's like, we want to show what we're doing. And as we become successful, we want to help others become successful too. But you got to put in the work. Just
yeah.
sometimes it's just a little bit of fucking work sometimes, but you got to put in
Yeah.
the work.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go, swearing. We were doing really well there.
Well, because a lot of people want the secret silver bullet. You know what I mean? A lot of people want, what's the answer? And the reality is, like, when you're starting a business, or when you're even, especially in real estate investing, I mean, God, you find another industry that's got as many, well, there's actually probably plenty now that I think about it, but
Hmm.
got a lot of scammers, got a lot of people that are out just for themselves. You got a lot of people that
Hmm.
are not people, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's a look, not scamming, but if you're not a people person, I get it. You're kind of keep it close to your vest, if you will.
Yeah.
But you got to break out. I mean, either you got to break out of it, or somebody on your team needs to break out of it and do it for the business, because this business in particular is a people business, is a relationship.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, you said something important, like people want the answer and they don't realize that the answer is in the mirror.
oh
If you
yeah,
really think about it, the answer is in the mirror. You just got to be willing to ask yourself, can you take the answer? Because a
interesting,
lot of time the answer is showing you being lazy,
100%,
not disciplined,
100%.
difficult to work with,
Hmm.
not being organized.
Hmm.
See, people want the answer when it's like, hey, the goal is behind the door. That sounds great. But they don't want to hear the answers like the reason why you can't get behind the door is because you're hard-headed, you're
Yeah.
stubborn, you're not listening, whatever. So my advice to people that want to break into this business is um, you have to be a realist. And you have to be the type of person that can look at what you're doing and saying, this is not working. I got
Yeah.
to fix this.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
What
not,
do I have to change? What do I have to pivot on? Whatever it is.
yep,
I think it's a tough one in many situations, and it doesn't just pertain to business.
yeah,
And, in life in general, I think many times, many of us, right, get stuck kind of where we're in a loop type
yeah,
of thing. And
yeah.
it's because we're doing the exact same thing over and over and over and
Hmm.
not changing it, right? Like, there's something that has to be changed that will change the trajectory of where you're going, where you're headed.
Absolutely.
You know what?
Absolutely.
I really like. So most people, and I forgot who was. I think it might have been Layla Hermosi that was talking about this actually. But most people think binary, black, white, good, bad, right? But in business, you gotta add the and in there. It's not
Yeah,
this or that. It's
yeah,
this and that.
yeah,
This and that. In other words,
Yeah.
perfect example, you can be successful and still learning at the same time. You can have made a bad decision that hurt the business, but it taught you something really valuable, right? So it's like those you hold two truths at the same time simultaneously.
absolutely.
And so when you start thinking about it, and hopefully, I mean, that helped me kind of change my perspective. I actually have a business partner that's been driving that home to me for a long time. But sometimes it just doesn't, the light bulb doesn't turn on right away. You
Yeah,
got to go through some shit for a little bit,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
until that light bulb clicks on. So
yeah, yeah,
were
yeah,
you guys talking about walking away, like making a decision? How many times have you had to do that, Mac? Like, especially when, like, early on, right?
yeah.
You can't, don't get married to a business name. Don't get married to an LLC. Don't be afraid to, if you have to, walk away and start over again, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny you said that. I mean, well, first, I wanted to say you brought up something that's very important. Like, no matter what you're doing in this business, how much money you're making, how long you've been in the game. I always tell people that I'm a student at heart first.
Mm,
Because when you feel like you know everything, that's when you start to miss out on a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Because you blocking out, you can learn from anybody, and sometimes somebody can be talking about something that you already know, you just forgot about. But
Hmm.
if you got an open heart and you approachable, people can talk to you and you be like, oh yeah, yeah, you're right, I can do that. But
Hmm.
if you're not the type of person that's willing to have a conversation, you're literally chopping your legs off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
So
true.
you have to be open-minded and you got to be approachable and you have to be a student at heart.
Yeah.
That's always important,
Yep.
And
Constantly
then
learning.
um when it comes down to just focusing on making a decision, you have sometimes I think you got to be tired, man. That's what happened with me. Like in the music business, doing my thing. We got the buzz going. We in New York, California, Atlanta. We on the shows. We got the girls. All that's going on, right? And I remember my son was about to be born, and I'm doing great. And
Mhm.
at this time, I had did a commercial for St. Ives, Coke 45, Slit Malt Liquor, Hennessy. I did like 5 national commercials and 1 international commercial. So
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
yeah, I wrote, produced it, performed it. Some of them I wrote them and produced it and put my friends on so they can make some money too. I mean, it was a wonderful situation,
Hmm.
but I was still thinking like, okay, I need to slow down and become this W-2 guy to have some, just to be formal, I guess. I don't know what I
To
was
Yeah.
have a
thinking.
normal life.
Yeah, so I said, all right, I talked to my guy and he pulled me in. I was working for one of the biggest law firms in the world, actually.
Hmm.
And money was great and everything. And I remember being they had a new manager that came and he was just so irritating. It
Hmm.
was just it was just so irritating, bro. So I literally prayed to myself. I remember shuffling some documents and we always had the radio playing. And I remember he was just giving me a hard time. And I said, Lord, show me a sign. Because I ain't got time for this. It's like, it ain't like I'm hurting for money, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to be, had the insurance and the benefit. I'm trying to be that guy. And
Yeah.
right when he was irritating me again, my commercial came on the radio.
Oh, there you go.
And it was a national commercial. So I'm
Yeah.
listening to myself and I'm looking at him talk crazy.
Mhm.
And I said to myself, I just put the papers down, grabbed my coat, put it on, and walked away
Probably the
from the
best
job.
decision you ever
You're
made.
like, peace.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say anything. I
Yeah,
just
probably
grabbed
the
my
best
coat.
decision you ever made, man.
I walked away from the job, working downtown, and I promise you, every step I took closer to the metro, the
Mhm.
more freer I felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I tell people like, don't let, don't allow the world or the noise to drown out what's going on in your head to say, look, you can do it.
Yeah.
Because the noise in the world will convince you that you can't do it.
Again, you can be scared, but you can do it at the same time, right?
Most of the time when you're scared, that means if
That's
you
a
feel that
sign.
in that gut and it feel funny, that means you should do it.
Yeah. I
A
like that.
lot of times, like they say, your first mind is your gut
That's
and
true.
your brain. And like I tell everybody, like I don't want to be cussing on here, but sometimes you got to tell your brain to shut the fuck up because it would talk you out of something.
It will.
Yeah.
Well.
But our
You
brains are
overthink
designed, our
things. Yeah.
brains are designed to protect us.
Hmm.
But it don't know the difference from protecting you from something bad or something that could be great for you. It's just know that you've been doing this same thing over and over. So the
Yeah.
minute you decide to do something different, now it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. We don't do that. We always do this.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, because it
familiar,
ain't getting
right?
us
It's trying to
nowhere.
keep you in the familiar and the safe, right? For
The
survival.
Matrix.
Hmm.
And the
Well,
Matrix.
because the familiar seems
Yeah,
it's automatic, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like easier. It's ingrained already. So
Mhm.
you're on autopilot, right?
absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
to
So,
do something different, now you're kind of like frazzled and your body's and your brain is like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and you have to kind of recalibrate yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing this a little bit backwards. I'd really like for people who are watching this who don't know who you are, Mac, tell us a little bit like where you hail from, what's your business, what are you focused on? Give us a little bit of that. 'Cause I'd like for
Well,
people to get to know you a little bit
yeah.
better.
Well, I'm in Illinois, the great city of Chicago,
Hmm.
Chi-Town.
Hmm.
And I've been in real estate for quite a while, behind the scenes, really being that guy. But then I realized quickly, like I just need to get out of my shell, connect with people and start doing real estate. So I started helping people find deals. And the next thing I know, it was like, well, man, I started realizing my time was very valuable. I
Very
was able to
valuable.
see a deal and figure it out and say, this is what you need to do. So I started a wholesale company called
Nice.
Sweet Deal Chicago.
Nice. By the way, can I
And
say I'm jealous of your logo? I really like your logo.
yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. I
Yeah,
get
it's
that a
a
lot, man.
cool logo. I like it.
I get that a lot, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much started with the wholesaling and then finagled that into doing a lot of small deals and investing with other people more as a partner. But
Mhm.
right now, my main focus is to be more of the head guy that's just saying, okay, I'm finna just be buying up stuff and
Mhm.
acquiring it. I still want to partner, but I want to be more, I'm being a lot more careful about the partners I bring in.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the things that we all know on this, whoever's watching, if you've been doing it long enough, you realize you need people around you that get you.
Yeah.
If they don't get you, you can't get nothing done. It's always going to be a limitation.
We
So
button
that's my
heads all the
thing.
time.
Yeah. So, wholesaling, sub two, seller finance, creative stuff, buy and hold, fix and flip, working with people just to get deals done. That's what I do pretty much. And I do a little mentoring here and there as well.
Nice. Yeah, and by the way, we can talk a little bit more about the mentorship stuff that you're doing, but
Yeah.
one of the things that drew me to you is that you were really good at explaining things, somewhat complicated topics, but breaking it down just to its bare components and making it very simple to
Yeah.
understand, right? Um, and I really like that. And that's again, it's a sign of intelligence, but it's a sign that you understand something pretty deeply, right? Very
Yeah. Yeah.
intimately. You understand something. And as a business leader, so you were talking about, I just want to be the guy kind of just at the top, just picking up properties, buying properties. I let my team run the business and do their thing. How long did it take you to back off and let your team run it?
I'll say in the last, well, this New Year's will be 2 years, man.
Hmm.
And it's still been a I'm still a work in progress because
Sure.
sometimes I think I got to sit up and answer emails all day, and I got to stop that,
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but when you somebody who love what you're doing, and I like the willing and dealing,
Hmm.
but sometimes you find yourself doing things that it's like, okay, it's taking me away from this, and
Hmm.
you need people that get you.
Yeah.
Because see, for us, a lot of times we don't trust everybody with everything.
Right.
We just think that we can do it and we got to do it, and I do it myself. You'll never be able to succeed that way. You're going to burn out.
You're
That's what's
gonna
going to
burn out, and
happen to
then,
me.
but also, like, what happens if you leave? Your business falls apart.
And
You
that
go
was
take a
another,
vacation.
yeah, that was another reason why I started to change things up for that exact reason.
Yeah.
And because there were things going on where people would invite me out, and I found myself not able to go because it's like if I got something going on, I couldn't pull away.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, something got to change. I gotta start venturing out and doing more
Yeah.
and figuring it out. And that's where being a realist come in at. Because you got to be able to look at yourself and say, all right, I'm doing something wrong. Because in our business, mistakes cost money
Oh yeah.
and it also costs time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we were
we,
just talking about this earlier and
yeah,
how one way or another you pay for your education.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention to that type of stuff and not allow yourself to feel like, hey, I've been doing it for so long, nobody can tell me nothing. No, because the game is always changing anyway.
Always. I mean, look at what's going on. Right? We got 23 states right now that have made wholesaling based not illegal, but you got to be licensed now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's only going to follow suit with the rest of the states. I mean, some states
Absolutely.
might be holdouts for a little while, but it's only going to get worse
Yeah.
as we go. And
Just a
now,
matter of
I
time.
shouldn't say worse, but I think wholesaling should be regulated to a certain degree because
Yeah.
you do have a lot of knuckleheads that have gotten into this as it's been more popularized and
Yeah.
kind of ruined it for a lot of people. But you got to iterate. You got to be able to change. You got to be able to have an open mind when your team's telling you something that,
Yeah.
again, like you said, if you think you know it all, you're just cutting your legs off. That's all you're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes, I mean, if when you lead in the pack, like sometimes they look at me like I'm crazy because I'll say, well, look, I need you to do this
Mhm.
because you're better than me at doing that. And they look at me, I'm like, you are.
Mhm.
That's you the master of this. Yeah, I can get it done, but if it takes me all day to do it and it
Yeah,
only
what's the
take you an
point?
hour, you should be doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see what
I
I'm
agree.
saying?
yeah,
So that's why it's like, and then it's like you just got to have trust too. That's why you got to be careful with the people you pull in, because there is a level where you have to learn to let go
yeah,
and let people in your circle who's supposed to do what they supposed to do it. Because
yeah.
you will burn out, man. You'll burn out. You'll have problems going to sleep at night. And
Mhm.
that's the part of the game a lot of people don't talk about in real estate. And, I'm not trying to beat up the gurus, but, you know,
Yeah,
YouTube is cool. All
yeah,
right, I'm
YouTube,
gonna say
right.
that out front. YouTube is cool to give you the idea that it can happen.
Mhm.
But when YouTube leave out a lot of the real stuff, and y'all know what I'm talking about, people be going through all types of stuff, man. People be blowing their money on these mentorships, putting their last on the table,
Mhm.
walking away. People is losing relationships because they spent the last money on a mentorship that didn't work out. I've
Mhm.
seen guys crying at closing tables at deals that didn't close because
Mhm.
they absolutely needed to go home with a check to show wifey that this is real.
Yeah,
Like people are going through a lot. So I just tell anybody, if you want to get in this game, you gotta have thick skin. Find some people that you know that want to see you win, that's also good at what they do, and y'all move together, man, and everybody make money. Ain't
yeah,
no one person making no money in this business.
no, that's
Ain't
right.
gonna be no king or queen. It ain't happening.
Right. Not in this
You
bit. Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
a really good point. That's a really good point. I think it bears repeating. There is no like there's no one person making all the money in this business.
absolutely
If you
not.
want to be successful in doing this business, everybody's eating, right?
Hmm.
And the other thing I learned early on is you can't be greedy. Like you just
Yep.
can't be greedy. If you
Yep.
actually want to get into, yeah, of course it's better to get 20,000 than 10,000, right?
Yeah.
But if going down to 10,000 is going to get the deal done, it's better to have something than nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that can be hard, man. When it's easy to say that, me sitting here right now saying that, but when real money is on the table, uh, like I don't get surprised anymore, but people act very differently, very, very differently. And in my estimation, it's a testament to who you actually are.
You really are. Yep.
Because what is we say we hear about this all the time. Money accentuates what you are inside, right?
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. Yep.
man,
I just
so
went through that.
yeah,
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 I just got stabbed in the back recently.
yeah.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
I would,
Also, hey, I'm
it,
Michael Myers. You can stab me all day. I'm
so
not
if you
going
don't mind,
nowhere.
I'd like to. I look. I know people want to hear that story. If anybody's watching this, I'd like. I mean, if you're okay sharing it,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll give a little, because it's still
You don't have to
fresh.
name names or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, long story short, I was helping somebody.
Mhm.
They went, I've got a reputation in this business that people call me and say, "Hey, Mac, I got 3 days left on my contract.
Mhm.
Can you help me out?"
Mhm.
That's been going on for years. So
Mhm.
I've been able to build up a reputation to help people out, not try to rob nobody, not try to cut nobody out. I'm up front, like, how do we do this? What makes you feel comfortable? That type of thing. So
Mhm.
long story short, this situation happened where they needed some help. They only had a few days left. I come in, I find a buyer within 48 hours. In 72 hours, we had earnest money locked in. And then once that happened, they were able to find somebody with more, allegedly that's willing to pay a little bit more. And I'm thinking like, well, if I got it locked in for let's just say 120 and somebody else come with 125, you gonna stab me in the back for that? And I'm the one that saved you? You see what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, people are like that.
And that's
That's
what
why,
happened.
like you said, you have to definitely be aware of who you're working with, right?
Yeah, I think I've
Absolutely.
heard Pace talk about this before, because he's had that happen to him plenty of times as
Yeah.
well. And what Pace says now is thank you.
Yep.
Now I know never to work with you, and I know to have none of my friends or anybody I associate with
Absolutely.
work with you. Um, that's a tough one to swallow, especially the first time it happens, right?
Yeah.
Um, Interesting. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
look, it is what it is. And by the way, for folks who are watching that don't understand what specifically business we're talking about real estate wholesaling. If you don't understand what that is, we can talk about that. But it's essentially you're getting a property under contract. Now you are the principal. You hold the contract. You then
Hmm.
assign that contract to a real buyer. So you're kind of a middleman, right? But it's
Hmm.
more than being a middleman. You're actually negotiating. You're in a lot of cases putting earnest money down, and I'm not going to get into what earnest money is, but it essentially makes the contract binding. Once it gives you a period of time to inspect and check out the property and do due diligence. But once that's done, that hard money or that earnest money makes the contract actually binding.
Hmm.
So anyway, so that's what we're talking about. So let me ask you a question. Um, Now how long you been wholesaling for? I think you said, right?
Man, it's been years, man. It's been a
Okay.
long time, man. I
And are you
can't.
But you
only
do
in?
more than just wholesaling though,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I know you buy too. You're actually buying
Yeah,
real estate too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and are you only focused in Illinois, in Chicago land
You
area?
know what? Right now, I have partners in Florida, Cleveland, Texas, and yeah, and I'm in Chicago, and next year we focusing hard on Indiana.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we focus hard on Indiana. But I got people everywhere to be honest, because
Yeah.
I've done a lot of deals with people.
Yeah.
So we've become friends. We got that, hey man, let's partner on some type of vibe. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of figuring out a deal that's right and making it happen.
Yeah.
That's it. Like people always like to partner with me because, and a lot of it come from, for anybody that's new that's listening, a lot of it come from, you know, like one of the key principles out of the three principles is like relationships.
Hmm.
And a lot of people say, well, relationships over transactions, don't be transactional, which is true. But there's time when you're in a transactional situation that you can turn into a relationship.
Oh yeah,
So it's
100%.
all about entering to that situation and showing people your value. And before you know it, your phone is always ringing because we all know that you rather work with people you like
Yeah. Yeah.
and you love to be around and talk to. Nobody wants to work with somebody that they don't feel like calling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
100%.
I wanted to get into the business, like, um, not necessarily like I was looking to do business with people that I wanted to hang out with too, right? Like
Hmm.
I wanted to mix business and pleasure. Like I want to enjoy hanging out with you, not just to do the transaction and then bye, see ya, you
Yeah,
know. I
Yeah.
want to be your friend. I want to hang out. Let's do some cool stuff together
yeah,
and make money together so we can all afford to do cool shit together, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's
and
what
I
it's
didn't
about.
have that with any of my friends that, I've already known and everything. They're all
Hmm.
doing other things that, you know, for one, I can't be included in. A lot of them's 9 to 5 job, right?
Yeah,
You know, and it's like, I figured if you could do business together and do cool stuff together while you're doing business, like that's the best of both worlds.
absolutely, absolutely. Because it's not like work.
Yeah, exactly. I
It's
didn't want
not
to
like
feel
work.
like I was working. I wanted to
Right.
feel like I was enjoying life, while making an income and showing other people how to do it too, right?
Absolutely. Because see, it's like with wholesaling, like if you get the right deal. and you walk away with a $20,000, $30,000 assignment fee, you do three of those a year, you at 90 grand.
Mhm.
You got people that's getting up every day, commuting, it's that don't make that with all the hours and overtime they put in. So it's a sweet hustle as long as you able to say, okay, let me figure out the structure of it. Let me actually apply myself so I can learn, figure out what my niche is, and figure out where I'm weak at, and find me some partners and network with people that's stronger, and together we win. Because, see, my thing is always make it a win-win. People that work with me will tell you they hear that a lot. Is it a win-win? And basically, unless Pansy or Justin, you guys got a way of getting free electricity and groceries. We all know everybody got to eat because they got bills to pay. So when we sitting down having a conversation about how do we make it a win-win, it shouldn't be weird. Right?
No,
And
no,
people make it weird. Like
but
Justin said earlier.
yeah, It- I'll say this. That's why you're still in the business.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. Not the
Yep.
main, there's many reasons, but that's one of the big reasons. So you make it a
Hmm.
win-win. And you're not transactional, you have a relationship. So let's talk about this. Key number one, maybe relationships, right?
Relationships.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
Relationship.
key number two?
Key number two is pretty much discipline
Ah, interesting.
because, ask you guys ask yourself, who's waking you up in the morning and say, get up?
Right.
Get up at 9 o'clock and do the cold calling or drive for dollar. Nobody's
Nobody.
telling you
Nobody.
that.
Nobody.
So if
Okay.
you don't, yeah, if you don't wake up, nothing gets done.
Yeah, nobody's tapping you on the shoulder. Now, I will say you put together the right people around you, you all hold each other accountable. You will have some people holding you, tapping on your shoulder,
Absolutely.
but not
Absolutely.
the riches are in the boring stuff, man. That's really the truth.
Absolutely.
It's the boring
Absolutely.
stuff that makes you better. It's the boring stuff that moves the business, and
Yep.
it really is. And that's the shit. Like if you're sitting there knowing that you really don't want to go through these sets of emails and answer these, answer
Hmm.
on some of these properties or underwrite some of these properties, you got to do it when nobody's watching.
There
You
you
can do
go.
that. But because, and this is something I don't know why I didn't pick up on this a long time ago. You'd think it would just be totally obvious once you get going, but motivation doesn't happen before, right? It happens after you start doing the thing. After
Hmm.
you start working, then you start to get the dopamine and the motivation to keep going.
Yep. Yep.
That's why there's something called the Pomodoro technique. Whenever you're studying, if any of you people who are still in school or university who might be
Hmm.
watching this, the Pomodoro technique, it stands for tomato. The reason they call it that is because timers, the old school timers used to look like tomatoes. So you
Yeah.
set the timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So if you got to do something difficult, you set the timer for 15 or 20 minutes. And when that timer goes, you immediately start working on it. As soon as that timer goes off, you stop, you give yourself a break for like 5 minutes, and then you set the timer again. And what happens is, and this is what happens to me every time I do it, you start working, and all of a sudden that timer goes off, and you're like, I don't want to take a break. It's
Yep.
really it's that's how our brains work. It's not sitting there trying to hope for motivation to do something. You're gonna be
Yeah.
waiting a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like me, I kind of use that. Like I tell people, like you walking around with iPhones all day. Like my son to tell you, like my day, before the end of the day, I plan my day for the next day, and
Oh,
my alarm be doing this
yeah, yeah,
all day long. You
yeah.
know why? Because it helps me say, okay, I need to I need to condense whatever I'm doing. I don't If I need to knock this out, I need to knock it out. So by me hearing the alarms going off is letting me know like you running behind, you supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Like I don't a lot of people don't use their phones. I don't understand why, but I always set, even if it's one o'clock this, 1:30 this, 1:45, I do that to myself every day. That's how I
Interesting.
get stuff done. Because
That's
besides
interesting.
having people call you say, hey, did this, I still need to govern myself throughout the day.
Yeah.
I always call it like you want to be the guy that, if you're a cook, you want to be the guy that wash your hands even when nobody's looking.
Right.
Be that guy. Don't be the guy that only wash your hands when somebody see you. because that means you fronting. You're not really being that guy. You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be that guy that washes hands because this is just what I do.
yeah,
And that's how you get to the next level. And that's the difference between us that get the deals and make things happen and those that don't because they only washing their hands when somebody's watching them.
yeah, yeah.
Don't be that guy.
So true. I mean, when you're by yourself, getting the things done that that you absolutely hate doing, but got to get done
Yeah,
when nobody's watching is what counts the most.
absolutely.
Because if you don't, and I'm guilty of this, we're all guilty of this, but
Yeah.
when you don't do it and you cheat yourself and you lie to yourself, that adds up in your subconscious. Because then when you're out, doing in front of people, presenting or whatever, you
Hmm.
secretly know like you actually don't do that. You know what I
Yeah. And I have a problem with that.
Yeah,
I can't,
yeah,
I can't live. It's something I I wish I was that guy that could just cut that off, but I
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. That's one of the things that's a big deal be what you just said because people need to know like you don't lie to yourself.
Hmm.
A
Yep.
lot of people lie to themselves
Oh,
and they
all
don't
the
have
time.
to,
Yeah, all the time.
you know.
Well, because it's easier, you know, it's easier.
It just comes back, man.
But that
Well,
comes
it
down to
doesn't
the,
do any good. It
Mhm.
doesn't do any good for yourself to lie about, and not face
Yeah,
whether you're doing what you need to do or not.
absolutely.
You're
You
just
playing
not going
with
to get
yourself.
anywhere. And then who do you have to blame, right? It's nobody's fault but your own.
Well, in this business, everybody, it's the market, man. The market. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to.
But yet but there's so many people still getting things done.
Mhm.
I mean, look at Pace, look at Jerry, look at Abraham. I
Yeah,
mean, I can name a dozen people off the top of my head that are still doing business
Despite the market, despite the
despite the
market.
market,
Yeah.
I,
It's
I,
not
I
the
and
market. It's
not
not
just
your
people who have
needs.
been in the business for a long time either, though.
Yeah.
It's
right, right,
people who have
right.
most recently in the last few years or so, you know.
Yeah,
So,
you got to be
Yeah.
you got to be willing to take on the challenge, and you got to be a mover and shaker. You just gotta. I hear that a lot. Like, man, well, the industry is this, and the market is this, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about because there's deals out. I just,
Yeah. You're like, I just
and I'm
closed one.
yeah, it's like it's deals out there. It's like you're doing something wrong, but you just don't want to say that.
right.
Being a boss is being able to say, okay, this is not working.
Yeah. And
That's
that's a
what
tough
being a
one.
boss is about.
That's a tough one. And
Yep.
and sometimes you don't see it yourself though, right? Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. Is
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and you need someone, a partner, or even just another person that is
Comes
in
back
the
to
industry
relationships,
or
right? Comes
whatever,
back to,
someone in your,
yeah,
in your
yeah,
circle
Yeah.
somewhere to point things out. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I noticed this. Maybe you could do something over here differently or whatever.
That's it. There you go.
yeah,
And
So,
you guys got to have that, when you got a partnership, that's why it's important to build a friendship because friends can talk to each other, even tease each other in the process.
yeah.
But it's just y'all process of getting it done. But I've said this before, like we in the world for the libraries. Every like us three on the phone, we right now we're a library. Pansy, there's a lot you know.
Mhm.
Justin, there's a lot you know. I know a lot. The people around us are like a library information. You
Yeah.
just got to tap into it.
Yeah.
right. They're their own little card catalog type thing.
That's it. So, when you networking with people, you got to look at it like this, like everybody got their experiences, they niches that they powerful at, they weak here and that. You are literally got access to 1,000 people that's out there. As much as you want to network, they become your library.
Mhm.
And I teach my students, it's like, I do audits in my phone every 2 years.
Yeah.
Every 6 months, I do an audit. And, um, Justin, I think you talked to Teresa before. You brave for doing that. I get rid of a number in a minute. Like
Mhm.
if I don't look at my phone and see value there, why is it in my phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I want to surround myself with people who are powerful in their own way.
Yeah.
So when we do get together, we can be like the Avengers on some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Powers combined.
Yeah, and you can't do that if you got people in the phone that all they want to do is bring up problems but no solutions.
Oh God. Yeah.
That's a big one for
I,
me that I had a huge problem with some years ago. And
Mhm.
it really, like, I can't even explain it, but it really
Yeah.
got me where I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm done because people just want to whine and cry about the same thing. And it's not just like once or twice, it's like over and over and over.
Yeah.
And like,
well,
we need to come up with a solution because I can't hear the same exact thing
over and over.
anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just can't. Like,
Yeah. We're going in circles. We're going in
yeah.
circles with
And,
that.
and I get it. It was something that was bothering them. But at the same time, if I get needing to talk about things, but why do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? Just talk about it. Like, this happened, boo hoo me. Like, I
Hmm.
want to stay stuck in that feeling and that wherever I'm at because of it. Or do
Hmm.
I want to change it? Right? Do I want to change that story? Do I want, and that's where I was like, I don't want to sit and sulk and this happened to me and
Yeah.
this is what's going on. And,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
need solutions. We need solutions and we need people around us that are gonna, because here's the thing. Whatever problem you're having, whatever problem we're having, someone else has already
Hmm.
gone through it. There's an answer to it,
Yep.
right? And that
Yep.
person is either out there, the information's out there.
Yeah.
Uh, so you don't, whatever, you're not a unique snowflake, right? Everybody's been through the same problems that you're already going through. Now, some
Hmm.
problems are very, very specific, very niche, and can be a lot more challenging than others, right? But that doesn't
Yeah.
mean there isn't an answer to it. There isn't a solution to that problem. May
Yeah.
might not be the solution you want to hear, but there's a solution. We're actually gonna be helping a friend of ours who I'll quote Brian Fine on this, but stepped on just about every real estate investing landmine that you could have
Wow.
stepped on. And
Wow.
we're helping her. We're trying. We need to do it one at a time. We need to look at each deal separately. We need to figure out what the options are for each one of these deals,
Hmm.
and if there's an option to do all three at the same time or what have you. But there's answers, there's solutions, there are things that can be done proactively to deal with any problem. So, um,
and
okay.
I'm excited to be able to, that she, you know, was
Mhm.
able to come to us and be honest
Yeah,
and that we
yeah.
could say, hey, look, I get it. You know, things didn't go how you thought,
Yeah.
and you're not alone, right?
By the
But
way,
we want to
that's
be there. We want to
I,
help you.
I hate to say that, or I hate to say this, but that is the common denominator right now. I mean, most people, especially new folks, um, are losing money. People are losing money left and right? Now, that's not
For
to
many
say
reasons, though,
for
it's
many
not,
reasons.
yeah.
Yeah, no, don't get me,
I'm not gonna say.
get me
Lots of
the
people are
wrong
making
way.
money too,
Lots of people
but,
are making money, but
you know,
I'm saying there's from a perspective of new people coming in and wanting, getting that FOMO and look, I have a lot of respect for people jumping in and taking action, but that doesn't mean you need to be foolish. And it also, one of the hard lessons I had to learn is don't trust that somebody else knows what they're doing. Do your own due diligence, do your own, checking and learning. Um,
Hmm.
because that's how you get in trouble. Same thing, like if you have someone doing your accounting and bookkeeping and you know nothing about accounting at all, nothing, That's how people get embezzled, right? That's how people lose money on that side. If you don't understand how to read like a profit and loss sheet. I'm not saying you need to be an expert,
Yeah.
but you need to understand a little bit of it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
comprehend
Yeah.
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 something about it, right? Like just don't hand it over.
Don't just
Yeah.
hand it over blindly, you know? Uh,
Well, just speaking on that real quick, like my pops, he always told me that's how you figure out whether you got a good accountant or a good lawyer or not.
yeah,
Because when you're
yeah.
dealing with lawyers or accountants, they're gonna handle what they need to handle for you, but they also are supposed to teach you in the process.
Oh,
If you're not learning anything from them,
that's
you
a
need to find
problem.
somebody else.
Yeah, that's a
You
problem.
shouldn't always be you shouldn't always be in the dark
Yeah.
and you got an accountant or a lawyer and they never take time to, of course you ain't trying to be them, but they supposed to educate you about any situations that you deal with so it never happen again. So if you've been with a lawyer for 2, 3 years and you ain't learned nothing, you need to find you another lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with an accountant. You should not be in the dark,
Yeah.
period, when it
Yeah.
comes down to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because if
That's
you're
very
out here
important.
moving and grooving to make the money, you want to be able to secure yourself at the end of the day. And they pretty much part of your four horsemen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The stand the line. So if they're not willing to give you the tools and fuels you need on the way as you go, so you can have you ever noticed like criminals, they've been locked up so many times they can sit up and talk like a lawyer after because they've
Oh
been in
yeah.
there so long, they
Yeah.
had lawyers and they learned.
Yeah.
The lawyers were like, this is why you got hit with this. It's the same thing with real estate. If you're
Mhm.
dealing with somebody and they not giving you little gems and stuff like that,
Time
they
to
want
find
to
a
keep
new
you.
accountant or a new lawyer.
Yeah, they want to keep you in the dark. And then, like you were saying about the newbies, man,
Mhm.
the reason why I covered my mouth because I'm not gonna say too much because I really have a problem with that happening to new people.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
I'm like really, I got a grudge against that because at one point in time we all came in new,
Mhm.
Hmm. And
and
then people take advantage sometimes,
you know,
unfortunately. Yeah.
they've tried, and I've showed up with 30 dudes,
Mhm.
and we rectified the situation. Let's just say we had a conversation about it. Because sometimes that's what it takes, man.
Hey,
But anyway, that's another story for another day.
that's another
Not
story for
saying
another
nothing.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
man,
Speaking of attorneys, no.
yeah.
I grew
So
up in Chicago too. I'm not saying nothing.
yeah. So, but there's a new business in real estate that people are not aware of. And the new business is, excuse my language, is fuck over the newbies
Yeah, fuck over the
business.
movies. Yeah, yep.
That's the
Yeah.
business nobody wants to talk about out loud.
No, and
Every
it's go ahead. Sorry, I
You
didn't want to
know,
cut you off.
no, because it's like we get you excited. Yeah, we all abundant. We it's all about abundance and all this. And then before you know it, all right, now give us your 10 grand.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you get in the community and you looking around like nobody wants to help me. And then the ones that wants to help me are saying, look, I'll help you out, but I need 90% and I need your firstborn.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's how it feels, man. That really is how it feels for a lot of people when, you bought into the marketing. I'll just say that, just like all of us, you bought into the marketing, right? Don't feel bad. It happened to all of us at one point.
Hmm.
But then when the time comes, yeah, that's what it feels. It feels like nobody wants to help. I've got an opportunity here, and either no one wants to help or they want to take me for all it's worth and leave me with the scraps. And that's the unfortunately that's the reflection of this part of the industry that nobody wants to talk about. And
Absolutely.
it should be talked about. And I will say this too, and I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to name mentorships for a lot of reasons, but mostly I don't want to get a cease and desist letter. But
Right, 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 right,
We don't
but
want to have to bring in our attorney.
no, but
right,
the
right.
fact of the matter is, if there's a community or mentorship or you're in a Facebook group, it should be very clear. If the leader or the head of that mentorship or Facebook group or what have you, hears about somebody taking advantage of someone else, taking money and not paying it back, and not doing absolutely everything in their power to stay in communication and to try and rectify the problem, you're
Hmm.
freaking gone. And not only are you gone, you're on a blacklist, right? You go on a blacklist until you can show the community that you're actually trying to do the right thing,
Yeah.
right? And take it should be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be complicated. The only thing with is it's a double-edged sword, because then you can get people weaponizing it, trying to use it as a way to get you kicked out or as leverage over you in some way. So it's really, Pansy and I were talking about, it's like, okay, if I hear about someone doing something, that's one thing. If somebody shows me proof, that's a totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
So you come to me and tell me someone screwed you over, I want to see proof. I want to see evidence,
Yeah.
right? Show me what you got. And so if anything, if
I'm
I've
a
heard
very
proof,
much, I want to hear from both sides of
I
the
want to hear from
story,
both sides.
right?
But that's why it doesn't happen, because nobody wants to deal with it.
Yep.
Nobody wants to hear both sides.
Nope.
Right.
I
Nope.
do.
Okay.
You got
And
people
I
that
have
want to.
in a couple situations,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah. And
that
if you're running a serious community or, a serious mentorship, you should have someone dedicated to that, or a couple of people
Absolutely.
dedicated to that.
Absolutely.
It's that simple.
Absolutely.
that's a good idea. Maybe we should bring that up, and I would be more than willing to be put in that
Be
position.
that person. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
would.
can get complicated. It can get complicated and it can get very hairy, but ultimately it's for the
I'm
right
sure
reason.
it could be, but I think like
Mhm.
that's been one of my strong points throughout my life, is listening to two different, the different sides,
Yeah.
and tell, like, hey, well, it sounds like this is what you did or
Mhm.
didn't do or whatever, and maybe you got to do this, right? And then to the other person, right? Because not one person is always right and the other person up. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like I
Absolutely.
said, I've been where I've heard both sides of the story, and let me tell you, both people did something wrong.
Yes.
And that's what I was just about to say, because you got situations where you got somebody that's not even aware that they're in the wrong,
Mm-hmm.
because they was either trained wrong or they wasn't
That's a
trained at
very good
all.
point. That's a
You
really good
got
point.
people that just don't know
Yeah.
what they doing, and that's why.
Again, it's not black or white, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
somebody took money and didn't pay me back, and they didn't know they were in the wrong for doing it, right?
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It can get very nuanced, and there's legalities involved, and you're dealing with adults. So that's the other side of this. If you're gonna do this and you're gonna jump into it, do your due diligence. At the end of the
Absolutely.
day, every one of those contracts, every one of those lending contracts, if we're just talking about lending in particular, but this is an investment. There's no guarantees. You should do your own due diligence, da 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 da, right? So you got to be careful. And we've had this conversation before, and I've heard Pace talk about this too, and that is like, are we all adults here?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry this or that happened. What did you learn from it? Right. And by the way, there's still usually a solution, even at that point, right? There's
yeah.
still
Right.
a
If
solution.
there's no emotion, if it don't get emotional,
If it don't,
because
that's
when people get emotional, now it's like forget you then, and it's now it's a different. It becomes a personal thing. You know what I'm
becomes
saying?
personal.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's hairy, man. It's
Yeah.
definitely. And another part that people don't like to talk about, not trying to blow up y'all spot or nothing, but you got a lot of people at the top that's getting over on people. I
Yeah.
know plenty of people that been stabbed in the back by people who just feel like they
Supposedly
can because of who
leaders.
they are.
Yeah. Supposedly leaders have a name, have a presence or what have you. They're taking
Yeah,
advantage.
you got to be careful.
What, and look, Pansy and I, UMAC, we're trying to rectify that, right?
Yeah,
We're trying to be the better side of this thing, because it's not all doom and gloom. Not everybody's out to get you.
Right.
It just
There's
requires,
honest people out
there
there that
are.
do want to see
absolutely,
everyone succeed and not just themselves.
Yeah, I would say
absolutely.
there's more honest people than not. For
Yeah,
the most part, there's more honest people than not. Most people are just like us. You're trying to get in, learn a new thing, and build, wealth, buy assets, build your portfolio, all of it. So,
yeah,
and there's no nefarious bone in a lot of these, in any of our bodies, that with regards to that, with
yeah,
regards to taking people on money, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I met some great people in real estate,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you got a lot of great people in real estate that they got the morals they live by are like solid, you know what I'm saying? Just like in anything, you just have to filter out. You have
Yeah.
to use your best judgment. If
Yeah.
you're not sure, talk to somebody, reach out to the community, ask questions, ask for references. And
Yeah.
in some case, and then, I'm big on this, actually just not letting everybody know what you got going on and what you got. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Sometimes you got to have that layer of protection because here's the reality of it. And the reason why I'm going to say this because I know there may be people who new and young and they just don't know. You have people that join a community that's con artists and they can afford to pay $5,000 or $6,000 if they know it's going to put them in a pool of people with money that's really trying to win.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you have to be careful. That's
Yeah.
a small investment for them. So at the end of the day, yeah, finding a community that have people in it that's actively involved, that got experience, that's open-minded, that's easy to approach, they got that abundant type of thinking, that's all great. But you must find people that you relate to and you can build a relationship with and still protect yourself even then. A
Yeah.
piece of paper can save you from a bunch of crap,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
and I'll just repeat this. That's what we're here for. That's what our goal is with this.
Yeah,
Nancy and I started this podcast, one, to share knowledge and to help others come up and to learn the right and wrong, the right ways to do things and to avoid the wrong ways,
hmm,
but also to network and to build those kinds of trust and relationships with people. Um, so again, if you are hearing this and you find yourself in a situation like that, or you feel like you're in a situation like that, come into the community and you could DM me, DM us in Facebook and let's get on a call. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. But reach out, right? We can't
absolutely.
we can't read minds. So reach out so we can help in any way that we can.
And the sooner the better, right?
Yeah. Well, the community can help too. Pace is really good about this. Pace is one human being, right?
Yeah,
Any guru, any mentor, they're one person. They can't deal with every single person's problems. So
yeah,
that's what the community is for. That's what we're all here for to help with, right? Um, and let's be something that is better than the communities or the what am I trying to say? Let's be better than the number of scammers and spammers and people that are out there to take money, and let's be
yeah,
better than that. Because
All you can
again,
do is lead by example,
yeah, lead by
right?
example, but because that's where longevity is found. If you want to stick around and you really want to do this, then that's how you're going to find longevity, is by having a
absolutely.
moral compass.
Absolutely.
Dealing
Absolutely.
with people.
Absolutely.
So
People want
let's
to be
so let's
comfortable.
talk. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mac.
No, I was just gonna just end it by saying people want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And for those that get, because sometimes you get in the business and you want to know exactly some steps. I'm gonna say this is what I'm gonna say. If you're in the business, if you're new, connect with other people that's new that got good, that's willing to bring value or they got an expertise in something. And then collectively, you guys, do your homework and find somebody who's more advanced and connect with them
Yeah.
and see if they'll work with you. But if you're able to come and say, hey, I'm great at data, I'm great at cold calling, I'm great at scouting deals, I'm great at network negotiating, but we have these skills, but we need somebody's experience that's experienced. Could you work with us and we'll cut you in and make it a win-win?
Yeah.
It's just that easy. So I just want to put that out there because one of the things that I'm learning that a lot of people get into business that's new, we can say stuff to them, but a lot of times they be wanting steps.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I want to say this too. I don't do a lot. I do mentoring, but I'm really selective because, and this ain't no diss to anybody, because in my mind, I don't understand how you can properly mentor somebody and you don't get a chance to know them.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't know whether you have a issue with you might have a learning disability. So I can't just give you a video, a bunch of contracts, and I need to know like who are you
How
as
do
a
you
person?
learn best?
Yeah, how
Not
do you learn?
everyone learns the exact same way. And
Exactly.
it has,
Exactly.
yeah, you
Exactly.
want to be able to cater to the individual and
Exactly.
how they learn and what they already possibly comprehend,
Absolutely.
and what are their strengths already versus
Absolutely.
their weaknesses. Yeah, I get it. Justin and I were, trying to do the same thing when we had a team. We were trying to play with people's strengths and weaknesses. Like, if you're not good on the phones, then don't go on the phones.
Don't
What are
go
you
on the
good at?
phone.
Are you good
Yep.
at pulling lists? Are you,
Yeah.
and we really did try to work with their individual strengths and weaknesses and their learning style. Didn't quite work out the way we had hoped, but like that was
Well,
our,
there's a lot of reasons to that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that was our first attempt anyways to build a team, right? You're
Yeah.
not always going to get it right immediately out the gate. You got
Yeah.
to try again,
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened with me too. What I ran into, the way I like I have students that's in the business, but for one, I don't want nobody throwing my name around saying they was taught by Mack and they are doing some crap. That's the first thing. Second thing is I want to make sure that I know how to click with you. I got you might have ADHD or something like that. I don't know. But if I don't take time to sit down with you and have a conversation and really get to know you, and I was doing that before I would even take any money.
Yeah.
And my team was like, Mac, that's wonderful what you're doing, but it's a terrible business model.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can, and they were right. I knew that. I just didn't want to hear it. So when they said that, I was like, they're right. There's no way I could do this with everybody. I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I don't mentor as much. I do like, hey, we can book some time or something like that.
Yeah.
Because for me, I want to get to know you so I can help you learn as fast as possible. And that's my thing about mentorships. I just don't like the fact that, in my opinion, my humble opinion, that it's not a real investment in them. It's
Right.
almost like give me your money, but you got to apply yourself and hope
Yeah.
for the best. I don't like that
No,
because some people are playing with their rent money to get in.
that's true. That's true.
That's just
It-
me.
well, again, there's a difference between a mentorship or a mentor and a coach, right?
Yeah,
I think what you were trying to do is be a coach for people.
yeah,
And yeah, that can get very sticky very quickly.
absolutely.
Especially when you're talking about your time, you know what I mean? So, listen, Mac. So let's talk about the last one.
Mhm.
So we got relationships, we got discipline, and then what would the last one? Did we touch on the last key?
No, the last one is focus on being focused.
Focus on being focused. All right, I
The
like.
reason why that's important, how many times we all woke up and then we found ourselves 3 or 4 hours later not getting nothing done.
Mm-hmm.
I've literally
Distractions,
had days.
man.
Yeah, I've literally had days when I just looked around like I didn't get shit done today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. This is what I tell people. Be a visionary. Visualize what you want.
Mhm.
Visualize it, plan it, and do it. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Your plan ain't got to be all detailed and from A to Z. Just say, okay, here's my out. Here, I'm gonna give it an outline, and I'm finna just get out there.
Yep.
You have to get out there. You can't just sit home and say, I'm just waiting for this to line up. Then I wait for my LLC to come back. And then, man, look, you need to get out there and find you a deal.
Yeah.
Because Jay, you said something earlier. It made a lot of sense about um um that was similar to what I'm about to say. It's like people need to close a deal so their reality will change. Like it can happen.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't understand that most beginners is fighting that reality. They doing it, but they quite ain't bought into it yet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've had people close deals and lose their mind and start closing deals every month. But
Yeah.
they were struggling for 6 months because
They
it
didn't think it
wasn't
was
that they didn't
real.
have the tools, they just didn't believe that it was real.
Yeah.
right.
That's a big one. And you
But
know
proof
that
of concept, right?
Absolutely.
huge, 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 huge. I know like
Absolutely.
when I finally got my first deal, I'll say this. It took a lot of months and it took a lot of effort and
Yeah.
well, I'm grateful for it. But in the wholesaling realm, my head just wasn't in it. And I'll be honest, I can be honest with myself. Like I didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it. I just didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it. You know what I mean? Some people love being on the phones and closing deals all day. Some people
Yeah.
love looking at deals all day long and talking to sellers and talking to agents. I actually enjoy talking to agents, but the wholesaling side of it just I wasn't finding joy in it. So I had to get
Yeah.
real with myself, right? I really
Yeah.
had to get real with myself. My head wasn't in the game. That's part of the reason the team building didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's just I wasn't giving people the time that they need. I wasn't giving my team, our team, the time that they needed from me.
Yeah.
And so you got to be honest with yourself about where your strengths are, about actually what you actually want to do. And
Yeah.
so that's why Pansy and I pivoted to doing what we're doing now, which is focusing on buying, focusing on acquiring and for our own portfolios, which is what we got into this in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
But more than that, we're learning about and Pansy and I are both learning about raising capital, business funding, business credit, how to fund these deals, how to buy them and take them on, right? And
Yeah.
look, and like I said, we're helping someone right now who's got 3 properties and she's decided like, look, I don't want these anymore. I don't want to do it. I didn't realize what I was getting into. And that's a big mistake that I almost fell into as an investor, where you buy too many too quickly. You get too many too quickly. You don't know how to manage it. They're different business models, whatever it is, you can get into trouble real quickly with that. So that's why I say always be wary of the investor, especially a newer investor that's telling you they've bought all these properties. Like, okay, what's really going on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm real careful about the investor because I just told somebody yesterday, they were like, yeah, I got an investor, man. He got 20 million and da 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 da. And I
Hmm.
told him, I like, well, just because you got money don't make you an investor.
Yeah, yeah,
You gotta all the stuff that Jay just said about you have to understand shit to be an
yeah,
investor too.
yeah.
People got this idea that it's all about the capital and it's not. We all know people that have went and bought. I know a guy that went and bought a strip mall situation for 4 million, and he called me like, Mac, I don't know what I'm doing, man. He said, I gotta sell. I was like, well, let me check it out. You got a big grocery store, restaurants, doctor's offices, everything, parking lot. It was a beautiful city. He spent $4 million. At the end of the day, he had to take a loss. We wound up walking with like 1.5.
Wow.
Mm.
But you got a Chinese restaurant, sit down restaurant, booming,
Hmm.
and you only charging them $1,500 a month
Mm.
in a commercial situation.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you charging them with 2 bed, 1 bath apartments.
Right.
But see, that's where it goes back to what I said.
You got to know what
Somebody
you.
with money is not an investor. You got to
That's
have
right.
different tools.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And that's
And it
why I tell
helps to know
everybody be careful
somebody
with that.
that knows better how to manage that money, right? Like where to put it. And
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Yeah.
for
that's
sure.
the I will say this. That's the investor spirit, it's the entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
But jumping off into the deep end is not necessarily going to help you out, right? Like you'll
Absolutely.
learn a lot from it. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna lose money, maybe make some money, but you're gonna learn a ton doing it. And that's where some of
Mhm.
the successful people that I know are at where they're at because they failed early and failed a lot.
Absolutely.
But some people don't have that kind of money to lose. Some people don't have that kind of time to recover from stuff like that. So you got to be smart about where you're at. Think about where you're at in life, where you're at financially. If you were to lose all of it, like that, I look at investing, even though it's not technically gambling, especially if you know what you're doing and you know
Hmm.
your numbers. Look at it the same way. If I lost all of this, if the freaking building burned down and I couldn't get insurance money or anything else and I just lost all of it, would I be okay? Right?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, if I lost all that money, I would be in deep S. Then think a little bit more carefully about what you're doing, right?
About
And
what you're doing.
maybe do a little bit of research and talk to some people who have experience in what you're trying to do
Yeah. Yeah.
before you just jump into the deep end.
And but that goes back to what we was talking about earlier about being a realist.
Hmm.
Because just now, like you said, you got to figure it out. So part of figuring it out is understanding what you don't know. See, the problem is people don't want to say, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
Even to themselves, they don't want to say that.
Yeah.
And then the industry got this term that they use that's killing people. It's
Mm.
just take action.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And
I get some of it,
It's a
but
marketing.
at the
it's a
same
marketing. It
time,
is. It
like,
is.
Yeah, because it's always take action right after I tell you to put your credit card in. This is where you put your credit. You got to take action and invest in yourself.
Yeah.
No, it don't work that way, man. But I'm old school. My grandfather was in real estate
Yeah.
on my father's side. My grandfather on my mama's side, he was a builder. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I come from entrepreneurs. My father was a flipper, buy and holder, business owner, club owner, all that. So I see how it's like you have to be aware of yourself up here at all times.
Yeah.
You cannot be out here winging it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop winging it. I had a lady, her and her husband came to me.
We should
And they
title this, ladies and gentlemen, stop winging it.
stop winging it, man. That's not gonna work. But see, they feel like they doing something, and we all know being busy and being productive is two different things.
Very different things. Yeah.
true.
So people are putting 40 grand into mentorships or investing with people and losing everything because they're not taking time. This is why I tell y'all, this is your library.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need when you meeting people, you need to meet quality people that when like right now, before I do anything, I call people.
Yeah.
Justin, you just said that you like talking to agents. You have no idea what you just did to yourself. I gonna put it, you have
Hey,
no idea
put
because
me to the
I
test,
don't
man.
like talking to agents. But sometimes you have to, and that's what I'm saying. Yo, this is your library. Hey,
Yeah.
bro, I'm in a situation. There's an agent involved. That's your thing. Can you at least do this phone call for me?
Yeah, of course,
If
man.
if we
We can
close
trade
on this
value
up,
that way. There's yeah,
yeah,
100%.
I throw you a couple of bucks. Whatever it takes. You
100%.
know, so
Anytime.
you have to know those things, bro.
That's
Like
what friends are for.
That's what friends are for.
absolutely, you know what I'm saying. And people
Yeah.
are not. Everybody's trying to do it themselves and be the king of the.
Guru.
It's
Yeah.
that's TV, y'all.
Mhm.
Stop it, because when you the guy that's the only one eating, and you're nice and plump and full, everybody around you that's starving comes together and decide to cook your ass.
Yeah, you said that before. I love that. I love that
See,
saying,
that's
man.
what
It's
winds up
true.
happening.
It's
You
true.
become the meal. You
Yeah,
know what?
it's true.
And people
100%,
don't,
man.
yeah, it's real.
Think about
So,
this. Jeff Bezos was just in Venice, Italy for his wedding, for his whatever number wedding that he was
yeah,
having. They had to have security around an entire like 6 or 7 blocks of the hotel that he was staying at, right? Because people in Venice, not even people from the United States, people in Venice were going after the building and vandalizing the building. And it's just the way it is, right? The haves and the have-nots, right? It's happening right before our eyes. So yeah, it's true. Everybody's got to eat, everybody's got to benefit, it's got to be a win-win. That's such it's got to be
yeah,
a win-win. Well, listen, Mac, we're a little bit over. This is really good, man. We need
okay,
to have
Yeah,
you back
this
on.
is a good one for
Yeah,
sure.
we need to have you back on, man.
okay, great.
But you look, you could call me anytime. I'll talk to agents for you anytime, man.
I
Uh,
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, and I
Absolutely.
hope I answered some questions, man. It's like,
You did, 100%.
yeah, yeah. I hope and Pansy, you know how we do. We talk. So we got to do better, but everybody is out making moves. It's the fourth quarter of the year.
Yeah,
My advice to everybody is go extra hard. And when you
yeah,
hear people say there's no deals out here, stop listening to them.
yeah,
It
yep,
is. It's opportunity out here because
yep.
somebody's always
There's
getting a
always
divorce, losing a
opportunity.
job, everything.
Yeah.
So it's always opportunity.
It's all
Yeah.
about how bad you want it, how much work you want to put in to get it. Listen, and again, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here to network. We're here to work together. Reach out, join the community. All the links that you need are going to be in the description. If you're watching this after the fact, which most people are going to be watching after the fact, links to get connection with Mac. Do you want to let people know, Mac, how people can get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram. I am Mac Love, or you can hit me up as Mac Loving on Facebook. and I'll make sure I send you guys some links for like my calendar, whatever they call it
Beautiful.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Calendar
we'll
or
drop
whatever.
it in the
Yeah,
description.
y'all
Yeah.
can connect with me, man, and we'll figure something out. But do your thing, man. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't let the fear keep you paralyzed. Definitely take action, but don't take stupid action.
Right,
Take
exactly. Don't let.
educated action.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
don't know, ask somebody.
Yeah.
Ask somebody.
Reach out.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
And
All
if
right.
absolutely.
we don't know, what we probably know somebody who
Oh, I
does.
guarantee you we know somebody that does.
And if you don't know, if some tell people you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
You
act like
know,
you know.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Tell somebody to, yeah, I agree with that. And
Yeah,
and look, I'm guilty of that. So it's a pride thing, right? But yeah, tell someone you don't know. Just be honest about it.
yeah, man. Yeah, I've had lawyers say it that can't be done.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah.
Just say you don't know, or
Just
call one of your
just say
comrades.
you don't
Don't
know.
ruin the deal because you don't know.
Yeah,
That's
Right. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
All right.
Very true. Very
yeah.
true.
This
But
was
I
great.
appreciate you guys for having me, man. Y'all the
Of
best.
course. Okay, Matt,
Appreciate
we got to
you.
have you back on, man.
Definitely, man. Just let me know. We'll work it out.
I will. All right. Well, listen, guys. I'm obviously Justin. This is Pansy's Friends with Benefits podcast. Thank you guys for joining us again. It's episode 32. We're gonna keep going. We're going strong, and it's just gonna get better and better. So, Mac, I do definitely want to have you back on, but we'll
For
we'll see
sure.
you
Let me
again soon.
know.
Absolutely. We'll see you again soon. We'll see you guys again soon.